The photograph is faded, edges curled, color drained, the kind of fade that takes 70 years to settle in. You hold it under the porch light, 84 years old, and study the rectangle in your hand. A trailer. White vinyl siding gone gray. Rust on the screen door. A child standing in flip-flops on a patch of dirt that wasn't really. A yard. That child is you. Behind you now, a 6-bedroom stone house, a long gravel driveway, a maple. Tree your daughter planted when she was 9. Between those two images, 77 years of decisions. Most of them small. A few of them lethal in either direction. You set the photograph back into the leather album and close it gently. This is how it happened. Level 1, the trailer. Age 7. Lot 14B, Pine Grove Trailer Park. A working-class town 22 miles outside Memphis, Tennessee. You are 7 years old. It's a Tuesday in August. The window unit has been broken for 9 days. Your mother, Marlene, is at the kitchen counter, a stack of envelopes in front of her. She sorts them into 2 piles. The bigger pile she covers with a towel. You sit at the table eating cereal with water, not milk. Milk was $4.20 at the corner store and the gas tank was almost empty. You don't know any of this yet. You only know that your mother is whispering to herself. $211 for the lot rent. $97 for the power. $68 for the phone. Numbers that mean nothing to you. Numbers that decide everything. Your father is not in the trailer. Your father has not been in the trailer for 2 years and 4 months. There is a photograph of him on the refrigerator, held up by a magnet shaped like a slice of pizza. You have stopped asking when he comes back. You go outside. The dirt is hot. Your friend Marcus comes out of lot 12C. The two of you sit on the steel steps. You trade rocks like they're currency. Marcus's older sister is 16. She tells you both, in the tone older sisters use, y'all are going to be exactly like the men around here, drinking warm beer at 39, playing the same lottery numbers since 96. You don't believe her, but the sentence stays in your chest like a splinter. That night, your mother sits on the edge of your bed. She has hands that smell like pine cleaner, from the school where she mops floors after hours. She kisses your forehead and says, "You are smart, smarter than this place. You hear me?" You nod. You don't know what this place means exactly. You only know it is a thing you are supposed to leave. Outside the trailer, a car door slams. A dog barks for 90 seconds, then stops. Somewhere in the next row, someone is laughing too loud at a TV. You fall asleep with $11.40 under your pillow. Money you saved from cutting Mr. Hobbs's grass at Lot 9. It is the first money you ever earned. You will remember the weight of those bills for the rest of your life. At level 1, money is not yet a tool. It is the air the room is missing. Level 2, the crack of light. Age 16. 16 years old, October. You are working the back of a diner called Lola's. Highway 51 and Birch Street. Theo is the cook. Theo is 44, a Navy veteran. He wears the same blue apron every shift. You make $7.25 an hour, plus tips. On a good Friday night, you walk home with $83 in your pocket. On a slow Wednesday, 26. You keep the money in a Folgers can on top of the refrigerator. You write the date and the amount on the lid in pencil. Theo notices. One night at 11:47 p.m., after the last booth has cleared, he leans on the pass and says, "What's in the can, kid?" You tell him, $692. Theo laughs once quietly. You know that money's losing value just sitting up there, right? You don't know that. You are 16. Theo wipes his hands on a towel. He tells you about a thing called a Roth IRA. He says you can put up to $7,000 a year into it. By the time you are 65, even small amounts grow into numbers that look made up. He draws a curve on a paper menu in blue pen. The curve starts flat. Then it bends. Then it lifts off the page. It's not magic, Theo says. It's gravity. But it works in the other direction. You go home that night. You sit on the floor of the trailer. Your mother is asleep on the couch in her work uniform. You count the cash from the can. $692 exactly. You are not the kind of kid who reads books. But the next morning, you walk to the public library on Magnolia Street. You check out one called The Richest Man in Babylon. You read it in 3 days. You start saving 20% of every paycheck. You don't tell anyone. You don't have an account yet, but the can has a new label in pencil. Do not touch. Marcus knocks on the trailer door one Saturday. He has 2 cans of beer. He is 16. He has dropped out of school. He says, "You coming to Riley's tonight?" You say no. You have a shift. Marcus shrugs. Suit yourself, college boy. You are not a college boy. You are not anywhere yet. But the shape of who you are next is starting to form. It is the shape of someone who says no. At level 2, escape begins as the ability to refuse. Level 3, the first door, age 23. 23 years old, a small one-bedroom apartment in a working-class neighborhood of Nashville. The rent is $845 a month. The carpet smells faintly of cigarettes from the previous tenant. You graduated from a state school 6 months ago. You took out $22,000 in loans. You worked through every summer. You came out with a bachelor's in industrial engineering and a job offer from a logistics company. $52,000 a year, your first paycheck after taxes. $1,493.11. You stare at the deposit screen for a long time. It is the largest single number you have ever owned. You open 3 accounts that week. A high-yield savings account, a Roth IRA, a taxable brokerage. You set automatic transfers, $300 a month into the Roth, $200 into the brokerage, $100 into emergency, $600 a month, 40% of your take-home after rent. You eat eggs and rice for dinner most nights. You drive a 2009 Honda Civic. You bought it used for $4,200. The driver's side window doesn't roll down all the way. You don't fix it. At work, you meet a woman named Priya. She is in the warehouse analytics group. She's 24. She wears wire-rimmed glasses. She makes spreadsheets that move $12 million of inventory a year. She drinks black coffee at 8 a.m. You ask her to dinner at a Thai place on 8th Avenue. She says yes. You also meet a man named Daniel at a community center investing club that meets on second Tuesdays of the month. Daniel is 58. He owns 4 rental duplexes outright. He tells you, over a paper plate of grocery store cookies, most people get their first paycheck and grow into it. The trick is to never grow into it. You write that sentence on an index card. You tape it to the inside of your medicine cabinet. You call your mother every Sunday at 7 p.m. She still mops floors at the same school. You send her $300 a month no matter what. She tells you every time, "You don't have to do that, baby." You tell her every time, "Yes, I do." By the end of the year, your investment accounts hold $11,200. The Honda still has the broken window. The medicine cabinet card is curling at the edges. At level 3, the door is an opportunity. It's the discipline to walk through and not look back at the room. Level 4, the engine, age 32. 32 years old. A 2-story house on a quiet street on the east side of Nashville. You and Priya bought it 3 years ago. $248,000. Mortgage at 4 3/8%, 15-year fixed. Principal and interest of $1,812 a month. It now appraises for $340. You make $96,000 a year as a senior operations analyst. Priya makes $110 as a supply chain manager. You both contribute the full Roth IRA limit. You both max your 401ks. After everything, the household saves about $36,000 a year. The investment accounts now hold $189,000. It is the first time in your life that the market gives you more in a single year than your job does. In April, the S&P 500 returns 11% in 3 months. Your accounts climb by $20,000-something in that quarter alone. You and Priya are sitting at the kitchen table on a Sunday night. She slides her laptop towards you and says, "Look." You look. You don't say anything for a long time. You are thinking about the Folgers can on top of the refrigerator in lot 14B. You are thinking about your mother counting envelopes. Priya squeezes your hand. "You okay?" You nod. "You are okay. You are more than okay." Daniel, your mentor, is now 67. He still meets with you on second Tuesdays. Only now it's at his house, in a study with a green leather chair. He has helped you analyze your first rental property, a small duplex in East Nashville. Purchased for $195,000, rented out at $1,400 per side. The cash flow is small. The appreciation is real. Your mother retires. She is 61. You buy her a small house in a neighborhood with sidewalks and a magnolia tree in the front yard. 3 bedrooms, 1,200 square feet. Cash, $147,000. She cries when you hand her the keys. Real quiet crying. She says, "I never thought I'd own a door." You can't say anything for a minute, so you just hug her. That night, you and Priya drive home in silence. The kind of silence that holds something heavier than words. The radio is off, the windows are cracked. The October air smells like leaves. The engine has started. You are no longer pushing it. It is pulling you. At level 4, money stops being what you make. It becomes what you no longer have to chase. Level 5, the threshold. Age 45. 45 years old. October, a second Tuesday. You and Priya now have a daughter, Anna. She is 8 years old. Brown hair, glasses already, reads above grade level. Loud laugh, asks too many questions. The investment accounts hold $1,240,000. The duplex has become 4 duplexes. 8 doors, throwing off $4,000 a month after expenses. The house is paid off. You and Priya are millionaires. You don't say the word out loud. The word feels embarrassing. The word feels like a costume you haven't earned. But the math is the math. Your phone vibrates at 4:17 a.m. on a Thursday. The number is from the house with the magnolia tree. It is your mother's neighbor, Mrs. Holloway. Your mother died at 3:46 a.m. of a stroke. She was 67 years old. She had worked for 43 of those years. She had owned a door for 6 of them. You drive through the dark to the house with the magnolia. Priya stays back with Anna. You sit on the small porch in a plastic chair until the sun comes up, and you don't cry, not at first. And then you cry for an hour and a half. And then you stop. In the kitchen, on the counter, you find an envelope with your name on it. Inside is a single piece of lined notebook paper, in your mother's careful, slanted handwriting. You did exactly what I told you to. I'm proud of you, baby. Mom. You frame the paper. It hangs in your study now. You will look at it 3,000 times before you die. The funeral is small. Marcus comes. He is 45 years old, divorced, working at the same parts plant where his father worked. He hugs you for a long time and says, "Man, your mom was something else." You believe him. You take 6 weeks off work. You read, you cook, you walk Anna to school. You think about what you are doing all of this for. You and Priya sit down with a fee-only financial planner that month. You design a 30-year glide path. Real estate, index funds, a small private equity sleeve, a slice of municipal bonds, a 1% allocation to cash you will never need. You build a will, you build a trust for Anna. You start for the first time planning past your own life. At level 5, the math survives you. That is the entire point. Level 6, the architecture, age 60. 60 years old, a late afternoon in May. The portfolio holds $11,200,000. The real estate has become a small fund. 22 units across 3 small Tennessee cities. Professionally managed, throwing off $240,000 a year in distributions. You and Priya have moved out of the East Side house. The new house is on 3 acres outside the city. A stone-faced farmhouse with a wide porch, and a long gravel driveway lined with maples. Maples Anna planted as a science project when she was 9. Anna is 23. She graduated from a state school. She works at a nonprofit. It places homeless families into stable housing. Her starting salary is $41,000 a year. You and Priya have offered to supplement. She has politely refused. You are proud of her in a way you cannot explain in words. You are also quietly building something larger. In March, you sit down with an estate attorney named Evelyn. You draft a foundation, the Marlene D. Family Foundation, funded with $2 million to start, with another $5 million scheduled to flow in over the next decade. Mission: housing security for working-class families in West Tennessee, specifically trailer park residents transitioning into deeded ownership. You call Anna on a Thursday. You tell her the name of the foundation. You hear her breath catch on the other end of the line. Dad. That's all she says, for almost a minute. You don't say anything either. You start hiring. A director, 2 caseworkers, a small board. Priya joins as treasurer. Daniel, 85 years old now, slower in his green leather chair, joins as an emeritus advisor. Your mornings are slower now. You drink black coffee on the porch at 6:14 a.m. You watch the light come up over the maples. You read Marcus Aurelius in a paperback. It is starting to fall apart at the spine. You text Marcus on his birthday every year. He texts back. He has remarried. He sounds happier. In June, you and Priya fly to Memphis. You drive 22 miles east to Pine Grove Trailer Park. Lot 14B is gone, replaced by a different unit. The screen door of your childhood was hauled off in a dumpster decades ago. You stand in the dirt for a long time. Priya holds your hand. You take a single photograph on your phone. A patch of grass, a power pole. Nothing remarkable. You will print it. You will put it in the leather album. At level 6, wealth is no longer for you. It is the architecture you leave behind for people you will never meet. Level 7, the final ledger, age 84. 84 years old, October, late afternoon. You sit on the porch of the stone-faced farmhouse. The maples are tall now. The gravel driveway is the same gravel. Priya is inside, asleep on the couch, a paperback open on her chest. You can hear her breathing through the screen door. The portfolio holds $38 million. The foundation has placed 1,140 families into deeded ownership over 24 years. Anna, 52 now, runs the foundation. As its full-time executive director, she has a son, Theo Daniel, named for 2 men he never met. He is 14. He has been beating you at chess for 3 years. The leather album is in your lap. You open it slowly, with hands that don't move as fast as they used to. Page 1. A faded Polaroid of a child in flip-flops. On a patch of dirt outside a vinyl-sided trailer. Page 2. A 2009 Honda Civic in an apartment complex parking lot. Page 3. Your mother in her front yard, holding the keys you had just given her. The magnolia in bloom behind her. Page 4. Priya at 24 in wire rim glasses, laughing at something you said, at a Thai restaurant on 8th Avenue. Page 5. Anna at 8 in a science fair shirt, holding a tray of seedlings. Page 6. A printed phone photo of a patch of grass and a power pole at lot 14B. Page 7. Theo Daniel last summer, beating you at chess in front of the fireplace. You look up from the album. The light is gold across the lawn. The maples are turning red on top. You think about money for a moment, not how much. What it actually was. It wasn't the mansion. The mansion is fine. Heated floors, a good kitchen. A porch that catches the south light. But the mansion isn't the point. The point is the chain. Your mother counted envelopes under a towel, one Tuesday night in August. And 77 years later, 1,140 families count keys instead of envelopes because of a curve a cook drew on a paper menu, in blue pen, and a Folgers can on a refrigerator, and 1,000 small refusals that added up. The point is that your grandson, 14, will never have to count anything under a towel. Anna walks out onto the porch. She kneels next to your chair. She looks at the album, at the faded Polaroid on page 1. She's quiet for a long time. Then she puts her hand on top of yours. Dad, I'm going to keep going. You know, you squeeze her hand. You close the album. At level 7, you do not die rich. You die complete. It is a Tuesday in August. A child sits on steel steps outside a vinyl-sided trailer, in a working-class town 22 miles outside a small southern city. The dirt is hot. The window unit is broken. Inside the trailer, a woman sits at the kitchen counter, a stack of envelopes in front of her, sorting them into 2 piles. The bigger pile she covers with a towel. The child is 7 years old. The child does not know about Folgers cans, or curves drawn in blue pen, or compound returns over 50 years, or foundations, or Anna, or stone-faced houses with long gravel driveways. The child only knows the heat and the dirt, and a mother who whispers numbers under her breath. A friend in flip-flops comes out of a trailer 4 lots down. They sit on the steps and trade rocks like their currency. That night, the child will fall asleep with $3 under their pillow. Money they earned cutting grass for an old man in lot 9. They will remember the weight of those bills for the rest of their life. They do not know any of this yet, but the chain has already started. It always starts there.